Well, Michigan fans, it's been a few days since the news broke about Sherrone Moore's firing. I'm going to go out into some discussion about that today, but first things first, before we go any further, make sure you smash that like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and drop some comments down below for the engagement. Here we go. So, I don't have the full story, but I have bits and pieces, and I've been putting it together slowly through the last few days from my gathering of the information, intelligence, whatever you want to call it. But from what it looks like, Sherrone Moore was having an affair with a female staff member at the University of Michigan. My university, well, I don't go there, but my team. But let's put that aside now because this is a serious matter. And from what I've been able to collect, he's been with her for quite a while. In fact, for so long that he had her pay boosted up to by $50,000 or so, just to get her to stay at the University of Michigan. But there's been some rumors of also some cover-ups as well. But before we get into that, it looks like he was having an affair with a secretary. Well, not a secretary. We don't know. I don't know yet. But a staff member. Apparently, he managed to get her pregnant, is what I've been reading. He tried to get her to get an abortion. From what I've been seeing, it looks like she may have refused or accepted, but I don't know fully what was confirmed for that yet. But there's a lot going on. It also looks like his wife, Sherrone Moore's wife, managed to find out about the affair. And that's where it gets a little tricky because that just adds another whole level of shame to the entire scandal. And before I go further, I mean, yes, most of us as people, as humans, understand, and even religiously, if you be it Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, atheist, what have you, most of these religions tend to frown on adultery, on affairs, on cheating. But yeah, I never understand why people still do it. I understand it's haram, or it's a sin, or it's not allowed or forbidden. But then why do people who preach that they are Buddhists, Muslims, Christians, so on, commit adultery anyway? It's a sin. It's part of the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not commit adultery. For the Christians out there, but most people would know. Don't do this. Apparently, it didn't get the Sherrone Moore didn't get the memo, unfortunately. But yeah, further is that he went to her hotel or apartment in a rampage or rage, in an act of desperation, from what I've gathered so far. He broke down her door and held a knife to her throat, threatening to kill her, and then himself, as a part of this, to avoid the shame, humiliation, and the accountability. He did not kill himself or her, thankfully. And so he has been arrested. He has also been fired from the University of Michigan, and I do not expect him to ever get a coaching job at a university again. I honestly expect him to spend the next couple years or more in jail. He's already been charged with breaking and entering, I believe, threatening to harm, and I forget what the third charge was, but he has 3 charges on him already. It's not looking good for Michigan. No, it's not about Michigan. The fact that this scandal was allowed to happen at all and is just being released now is concerning. Michigan, unfortunately, is just fresh coming off this whole cheating scandal allegation from a few seasons ago with Harbaugh, and now it's coming to light. We've also there was also something with Juwan Howard as well, the basketball head coach. I don't remember what that was, but that was another scandal. And now this with Sherrone Moore. It's not good. It's not a good look for the university's image. It's horrible for the victims involved. It's just terrible that this happened. I'm assuming most likely Sherrone Moore is going to be in jail for a while. Obviously he's going to probably he's going to be divorced soon. He wasted his life. He threw his life away. He threw away everything for what? Some sex, some good times for 5 seconds, for 15 minutes, and now what? He threw out his marriage, his career, his life, his reputation, and his family, all because you couldn't keep it in his pants. It's a shame. It truly is. Sherrone Moore, I didn't like him much when he was at the University of Michigan as a head coach, but now as a person, this guy should not be allowed anywhere near football or universities again. This was despicable. I'm condoning this in the strongest of terms. I love Michigan, don't get me wrong, but this is not acceptable at all. An affair, breaking and entering, threatening to kill someone. This isn't Michigan. This is a boy acting out of rage, using big boy words and actions, and not being able to be accountable for his poor decisions. Now, these decisions are going to affect him for the rest of his life. These will go on record. We live in a world of technology. This will be remembered for quite a while. Sherrone Moore is most likely never going to get hired anywhere again. He will be in jail. His marriage done. Family bye. But let's talk about the victim for a minute. I forget the name of the victim. I forget who it was. I remember I saw her name earlier, but I won't remember. If I remember it, I'll let you know in the comments. But this victim, from what I remember, was pretty young. And Sherrone Moore is not. So the fact that he abused her in this way led her on to this scandal of this is all going to be good. I'll help a fantasy career. It's not. This is another example of what's wrong with not just this country, but like the whole system. Men like this, and there's women who do this too, but most of the time it's men. Men who do this crap get the idea that they have the authority to do this because they're men and they have needs. Well, unfortunately, that's not how the world works for these. Well, not unfortunately, but the world doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, it doesn't. You're married. You're married. You have a family. You have a good job. You have a good career. Why are you throwing that away because you're horny for someone else? Like, if you're gonna be, it's tough that he had. It's unfortunate he made such bad decisions. Anyway, my thoughts, prayers, hopes, and wishes go out to the victim of this scandal, her family too, because stuff like this, it's not easy to go through. It's emotionally draining, financially consuming, and it's mentally devastating. So I'm glad justice will be served to Sherrone Moore. He doesn't deserve to be free after this, but we'll see what justice has in store for him. But yeah, that's all I know so far. I'll bring updates when I know more, but terrible that this happened at all, especially at Michigan again. Well, not again, but yeah, with Mel Tucker at Michigan State, now Sherrone Moore at Michigan. It's just not looking good. People need to be better than this. I know they can be, but anyway, that's all I got for you. Yeah.